Think you know Cleopatra? Think again. Get ready to uncover the dark, twisted side of Egypt's most enigmatic queen, where the line between seductress and sinister blurs. Today, we delve into the unknown world of Cleopatra, where dark intrigue, betrayal, and jaw-dropping revelations wait. From her wicked manipulations to her incestuous relationship with her brother and chilling power plays, we'll expose the truth behind the legendary beauty that has captured our imagination for centuries. Stay till the end of the video to discover the shocking revelation that will turn your perception of Cleopatra and the history you thought you knew upside down. Trust us, you won't look at her the same way again. Greeting, folks. Welcome back to our channel, where we unveil the hidden side of history. Cleopatra, the infamous queen of Egypt, the murderous mastermind, the cunning temptress, or as some say, Julius Caesar's lover, or as others claim, the incestuous queen of Egypt. Yeah, you heard that right. The wife of her own brothers. Kicking off this video on Creepy Facts About Cleopatra, one notable and most disturbing fact about her is her incestuous relationship with her siblings. The Ptolemaic dynasty had a twisted tradition of marrying within the family to preserve the so-called purity of their bloodline. Over a dozen of Cleopatra's forebears exchanged vows with cousins or siblings, and it's believed her own parents were brother and sister. Following this disturbing custom, Cleopatra wed both her adolescent brothers, who each served as her ceremonial spouse and co-regent at different times during her rule. The unsettling truth is that Cleopatra herself might be the product of incest, carrying on this eerie legacy. As we further explore Cleopatra's dark side, the sinister aspects become even more apparent. Power grabs and murder plots were as much a part of the Ptolemaic tradition as family marriage, and Cleopatra and her siblings were no exception. When her first sibling husband, Ptolemy XIII, challenged her for Egypt's throne, Cleopatra's ruthless pursuit of power led to a civil war that resulted in the tragic demise of her family members, including her two brother husbands and her sister. After their father's death, Cleopatra and Ptolemy XIII's power struggle intensified. Initially ruling as dominant co-regent, Cleopatra was soon forced into exile by her brother's advisors. Seeking help, she turned to Julius Caesar, who was visiting Egypt in pursuit of his rival Pompey. Caesar sided with Cleopatra, helping her regain the throne. During the ensuing civil war, known as the Alexandrian War, 48 to 47 BCE, Ptolemy XIII drowned in the Nile River while attempting to flee from Cleopatra and Caesar's forces. Although the exact circumstances of his death remain uncertain, it's widely believed that Cleopatra enjoyed watching her brother, or husband, meet his watery end. Following Ptolemy XIII's demise, Cleopatra married her younger brother, Ptolemy XIV. However, this union was short-lived, as Cleopatra had her eyes set on Julius Caesar and securing her position as Egypt's sole ruler. In 44 BCE, Caesar was assassinated, and Cleopatra saw an opportunity to strengthen her grip on power by eliminating her brother husband. Ptolemy XIV died under mysterious circumstances, likely the result of poisoning orchestrated by Cleopatra herself. Turning our attention to poison, Cleopatra had a notorious affinity for it. Well versed in the use of various poisons, she likely employed them to dispose of political rivals or enemies. Cleopatra was known to test poisons on slaves and prisoners to better understand their effects, so it's not far-fetched to assume that Ptolemy XIV's poisonous demise was none other than his wife's doing. Cleopatra's sister, Assassination IV, posed yet another threat to her rule. Involved in the power struggle during the Alexandrian War, Arsinoe fled to the sanctuary of Artemis and Ephesus after the conflict ended. Although pardoned by Caesar, Cleopatra still saw Arsinoe as a rival and a danger to her position. In 41 BCE, Cleopatra persuaded Mark Antony, her new lover and ally, to eliminate Arsinoe. Antony obliged, ordering the assassination. In a chilling display, Arsinoe was murdered on the temple steps, despite the sanctuary's protection. This brutal act further highlighted Cleopatra's ruthless determination to eradicate any opposition and maintain her iron grip on power. Now let's explore Cleopatra's connections with Caesar and Mark Antony and examine how her seductive prowess captivated these powerful men. Indeed, Cleopatra's seductive prowess extended far beyond her own brothers. as she masterfully employed her charm and allure to ensnare some of the most influential men of her era. After dispatching her first brother husband, the enchantress turned her attention to Julius Caesar. She devised a grand entrance, having herself rolled up in a carpet and delivered to Caesar's quarters, instantly seizing his attention. Caesar fell for Cleopatra, and their scandalous love affair became Rome's favorite gossip. Their son, Caesarion, served as a constant reminder of their passionate connection, and Romans were shocked when Caesar boldly placed a gilded statue of Cleopatra in the temple of Venus Genetrix. Although forced to flee Rome after Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra's impact on the city was permanent. With Caesar's demise, one chapter closed, yet the ambitious queen's thirst for power and influence remained unquenched. After Caesar, Cleopatra set her sights on Mark Antony, a man she could manipulate to fortify her position and preserve Egypt's autonomy. Enchanted by Cleopatra, Antony too succumbed to her spell. The pair became inseparable, reveling in hedonistic pursuits. They founded their own drinking club, the Inimitable Livers, indulging in nightly feasts, wine binges, and engaging in playful escapades throughout Alexandria's streets. The political alliance between Cleopatra and Mark Antony was driven by their mutual affection, showcasing the mesmerizing charm of the beguiling queen. In her tireless quest for power, Cleopatra expertly navigated the treacherous realms of politics and seduction, leaving a trail of entranced hearts and defeated rivals in her path. While Cleopatra's political and romantic relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony bolstered her power and influence, the mastery of her public image also played a crucial role in her reign. Cleopatra's influence over her people extended beyond mere politics, as she expertly crafted a divine persona for herself. She convinced her subjects that she was the reincarnation of the goddess Isis, a move that elevated her status beyond a mere ruler, though it's unclear if she truly believed this herself. Cleopatra's fascination with ancient Egyptian magic and occult practices further reinforced her mystical image. She may have performed rituals and employed magic spells to solidify her authority and captivate her subjects. The enigmatic queen also had a penchant for luxury and self-indulgence. Cleopatra reportedly spent nearly half of Egypt's income on beauty treatments and other luxuries. In addition to funding her extravagant lifestyle, she allocated the remaining funds for the benefit of her kingdom. Among her many opulent interests, Cleopatra even owned her own perfume factory. Known for her flirtatious nature, she believed that fragrance played a crucial role in persuasion and was deeply invested in the art of perfumery. As the enigmatic and captivating Cleopatra reveled in her power, influence, and luxury, her reign, like all things, was destined to end. The once great queen faced a tragic and harrowing demise. Cleopatra's connection to the Egyptian cobra, a symbol of her power, is well known. Accounts suggest that she utilized snake venom for her own purposes, and it is widely believed that she ultimately chose to end her life with the asp's bite. Cleopatra and Antony famously took their own lives in 30 BC, after Octavian's forces pursued them to Alexandria. While Antony is said to have fatally stabbed himself in the stomach, Cleopatra's method of suicide is less certain. Legend holds that she coaxed an asp, likely a viper or an Egyptian cobra, to bite her arm. But the ancient chronicler Plutarch admits that what really took place is known to no one. Plutarch also notes that Cleopatra was known to conceal a deadly poison in one of her hair combs, while the historian Strabo speculates that she may have applied a fatal ointment. Considering these accounts, many scholars now suspect she used a pen dipped in a potent toxin snake venom, or otherwise, bringing her remarkable life and reign to a tragic end.